Hello, good afternoon, everyone. This is Baja Pips. It's currently Monday, July 17th, 2023, 1:31 p.m. China time. And today I'm going to be doing a weekly technical breakdown. I haven't done a weekly technical breakdown in the past couple of months. I've just been busy refining my schedule, refining my strategies, and just mastering my own trading system. So it's been a while, but I want to keep this video nice, short, and sweet. And there's a lot of activity that's going on in the next forthcoming few weeks. We just came out of consolidation for many pairs, and the market was very chopped up, a lot of mess and noise in the month of June. So I actually was not as active in my trading as I'm going to be in the next forthcoming weeks. So June is the slowest month of the year. For those of you that don't know, it's the summer season, and during the summertime, especially in the beginning of the summer, a lot of banks are, a lot of high institutional traders, market makers, people that actually move the market, trade the market regularly, take a lot more vacations and a lot more breaks during these times. So you're going to be seeing a lot less activity in the month of June. It starts to pick up a little bit more in July. July is actually a very good month to look for some swing trades. And then as the year goes on, that's when we're going to start seeing more participants in the market. But it is the middle of July, and I'm finally seeing some setups. So I decided on making a video, and I'm going to follow up with you all shortly. But I want to get started on my very first thing. This is going to be GBP AUD. And GBP AUD, I was looking at this pair for the past couple of weeks. I want to highlight a couple of things. So I'm going to mark this rectangle area up right here, and I'm going to show y'all in just a moment. This little rectangle area right here. So pretty much the market has been congested for last, like I said, a couple of months. We can see in April going into May, price was on an uptrend. There was a last minute trade that you could have took, and it would have possibly had a nice RB all the way to the upside of this, what I call it was a range. Now it was a continuation of an uptrend. We can see that this move had completed right at the end of May. You can see the 31st of May that move completed. And then as we got into June, which is actually the slow month, price was starting to pull back. So there were no moves for me at this point because we did reach, there was three waves. And for me, when it reaches three waves, it's a pretty much it's a range. I don't like trading range bound markets unless the range is large enough for me to find a 2-to-1. And so the first possible move was going to be towards the end of June. You can see June 20th. We had the 21st, then the 22nd, around the 23rd was a good buy. You could have took it to the higher end of this box right here, of this range, and that would have been a nice 1.5 to 1 profit target. And we see a continuation that happened beginning of July. Now, we just had a black swan event. If you look at the economic calendar, we had a huge inflation announcement for the US dollar that just happened last week. It shook a lot of market participants out, and there was actually a lot of counter trend moves. So if you can see that the market kind of hit a counter trend move on the 12th, and it really pulled back pretty deep. So I was actually in some longs right around the 10th of July, and right when I was in a little bit of profit, price actually came and rejected and hit my trailing stop that was set around 1.91375. So at this very moment, I do expect price to continue on moving towards the upside because I got a second chance DP entry right here. And I'm going to be just abbreviating these strategies because I have strategies that's called TC, DP, RT. That these are just different names. They're just short abbreviations of different type of strategies I have for my trades. I have an entire trading system that I've been working on, like I said, and these are just abbreviations for it's going to be another entry for me pretty much. So I do have second chance entries. If I do look at the market, a trailing stop is hit. I do look at possible scenarios, seeing what's going on. So if the market did continue to fall below 1.9015 and continue to drag on down further south, then I would have been a little bit concerned. But we are at a nice solid support area. So I'm going to extend this. I'm going to put a horizontal ray down so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Hear me for a second. So this horizontal ray is going to be placed right here. And you can see now the horizontal ray is pretty much price is still sitting above that higher swing high. And because of that, it's just telling me it was a deep retracement, but we do have some possible scenarios to the upside now. So I'm going to pull out my measurement tool just so I can show you all just about how far up I do believe this is going to go now that we have a nice secondary entry. Just real quick. So this one right here is about, I got to move this over to the left a little bit. Entering right here, looking at a possible 215 pip stop loss. So I'm going to be looking for, I go for at least 3-to-1 on my swing trades just for the weight. You know, swing trades can take a while. So I'm going to aim for about 600 pips. So it's going to be actually higher than this right here. So I'm going to have to just orientate my chart. And I'm going to put my entry now because at this point I would be in this trade. It did trigger on Friday. And because of that, I would actually be long right now. I have some pending orders though, because I did miss the move on Friday. So I have pending buy stops and also a potential buy limit order that I'm going to look after all of this. So as of right now, I would be in this trade as of today. Here we go. And yeah, like I said, I'm going to put the risk right here. So I'm doing this right in front of y'all so you can actually see about 270 pips, 260 give or take. I'm going to go for about 700. That's too much, 800. It could reach higher than 3-to-1. By the way, it is a swing trade, so anything is possible. This trend could continue for a while, but I'm just aiming for about 750 pips. You can see right here, this is my breakdown for Gbpaud, and this is just a quick analysis. Anything can happen. Now, the average duration of this trade, I do believe this could take between 1 to 2 weeks, just because we have came out of a range and the range was kind of choppy and grindy for a while. So because of that, it's just the emergence, the possible start of a new uptrend, and it's actually a trend continuation, not a reversal pattern. Because as you can see, reversal patterns, they happen quick, and I do like reversal patterns a little bit more, especially when it's with the longer term bias. But at the moment, we do only just have a trend continuation, and therefore this might take some time to get to that profit target. But this is just this pair. This is just this trade. I want to break down some more shortly, but I'm going to save that for the next part of my video. Now I'm going to go on to Euro USD. I want to break this down. I do day trade the Euro USD. I'm pretty active on this every day. So you guys have Gbpaud. Euro USD is very bullish. Apologies for that. I have to get a clean chart. So just a minute. Euro USD on Forex.com just so we can see what's going on here. And pretty much, this is also messy. I was doing a lot of swing trade, scalping on these. Let me try 8 cap. I haven't used this. All right, so we have a clean chart. I don't really use 8 cap, so we can do this one. The Euro USD is very bullish. We just recently exited a range, and we are in a brand new uptrend, and it's very strong. I do see price, as long as it breaks above 1.1256, we do have a possible runner on up for a very strong bull trend. But be very careful and cautious in this area, because usually in these low areas right here, we might see false breakouts just to shake out some buyers, just because it's an obvious buy for a lot of people in the market. A lot of people are going to be going long. This is a very strong bull market, so I don't really expect it to continue on south any longer. I'm going to actually draw the resistance line. This old resistance is now acting as current support, so we can mark that off right there. And basically, if price does trigger me in right here and then pulls back, it could possibly reverse and retrace 1.01, 1.105, and then bounce up, or it could continue on down back into the older range and possibly reverse back to the downside or consolidate for a while. So for me, I like to day trade this, like I said, so I'm going to be looking at the 1-minute chart. But this is now risk on, meaning that I am more willing to day trade this pair for the next several weeks, couple of months, because it's going to be giving me high probability setups on the 1 minute. Apologies for that. I had just recently had my video cut off. I forgot to register for my recording software. It's actually been registered, but I'm using a different computer now, and I have to re-register on this PC. So fortunately, I had to cut that video off. I'll try to combine them so it could be one, but if not, this is part two of the video. Pretty much in the previous video, I was breaking down the Euro US dollar. I was explaining how normally I do look for trades if price has a nice strong runner on up. And right now we do have a breakout of this long-term range. It's been actually ranging since February of this year. So we can see price was going down, then it went up, had a false breakout right in the middle of April. Then we had another move on down, and then they had a false breakout downwards, and then we have a move on up, and we finally have a nice thrust on up. And this does look like the magnitude has picked on up. So I am looking for a possible move on up to the north side of the markets. But I don't swing trade Euro USD. It's a highly actively traded pair, and therefore there's a lot of participants on both sides. So I try to just stay out of this, and I only day trade the Euro USD. So this is going to be something I'm going to be looking on a daily basis. So I'll have swing trading updates on my website. It's going to be located on the description box. It's 1minutetraders.com, and it's going to be under the Forex stocks tab. And that's about it for Euro US dollar. So I want to break down one more pair, and it's going to be, let's take a look at this. There's a lot I can break down, by the way. I just want to pick just my most favorite ones. I want to do a little bit of every market. So Euro USD, I normally day trade that. GBP AUD, that's going to be my swing trade outlook for the week. Also, I want to take a look at Nvda, NVDA. Now, this has skyrocketed, and I actually took some really good trades on this pair. You can actually look up and follow up with that on, it's a NASDAQ exchange pair, by the way. You can actually follow up with Nvda on my 1minutetraders.com. If you click on the Forex stock tab, I do have some charts with Nvda, and I also have it on my Twitter. I'll put the link below in the description. But both of these, I update my day trades and my swing trades on this pair. And in this video, I just want to break it down because I never really did a YouTube video on this. But you can see this is an extremely massively bullish pair right here. If you look at Nvda, you can see since January, actually been on a very strong uptrend. And I love stocks because these are explosive things that you can actually trade once you have your strategy under order. So Nvda is, it did explode recently. I got into Nvda around 427 actually, and I had a stop loss around 407, and we can see that it already hit my 3-to-1 profit target. And I'm currently still sitting in this trade, but I plan to close it on out. On Friday, I wanted to close it on out, but like I said, I wasn't really trading on Friday, but I would have closed out at these highs. I'm going to close out, and I'm going to look for another entry. I'm going to look at the hourly chart. Pretty much it's closed right now because it is a US stock market pair. But as you can see, it did just recently break on out of this range. So what I want to highlight in this video is just simply, let's take a look at this right here. Previous resistance has been right here. It's currently acting as support. Maybe it might take a day or two kind of to settle down. I do expect this pair to settle out a little bit before a continuation back north. That's when I'm going to be looking for a nice long trade back to the upside. I'm going to draw an arrow so y'all can see. Where is it at? Vertical line, don't see it right there. Let me try shapes. I don't really know how people do this. See it all the time online. Let's see if I can do it for y'all real quick. So we reached some highs right here. 475. Went down. I do expect it to possibly bounce off of this current support we have right here. And I do expect it to break on out to higher highs. So past and beyond 500 highs is the next breakout. I do expect price to continue ongoing. And I don't really want to draw anything. So let me try to cancel this. But if it does pull back, then we're going to be looking at the most recent area of supply at that point, which would be right there, around 475 before a possible breakout northbound and a continuation on up. every wave, I do expect it to be a little bit smaller than the previous wave. So that's that. But yeah, there we go. Here's a little path that I expect Nvda to go. Worst case scenario is that it's going to break 440 support, and it's going to crash and hit these stops down below. And I don't really think that's going to happen, because if you look at the nature of this market in the past, it has not happened at all. So I just want to go with what market's been telling me, and it's been telling me it's been very bullish. It has been pulling back, very healthy pullbacks, nice breakouts. Kind of did that a little earlier on in the year, around June. It pulled back. June was a slow month for everything, even the stock market. And then I got into that nice bull trend, and it rallied on up north. I do expect it to continue on up, but we did have a bearish day on Friday. So this was profit taking. I actually, like I said, I would have been there taking profit on Friday, but I do currently have this trade. It's currently just stalling. I'm currently up about 1% on this trade right now. I was up 2%, but because of the current market, I am only up by 1%. So I'm going to wait for this to pull back and a nice continuation north. I'm going to look for some more entries once it does pull back, but I do look to close this one on out when the market opens up later on today during NY Open. At this point, I don't really know what else to say about Nvda. It's just, that's my daily chart outlook. I don't swing trade anything on the hourly. I look at the hourly for my triggers, so I look at tight entries on the hourly, but I would go for my swing trades off the daily and only the daily. I focus on one time frame each type of trading I do. So for scalping, I only use the 1 minute chart. I also call scalping day trading. And I do day trade this pair as well, along with Tesla and a bunch of other things. But that's the first 30 minutes of the market open. You'll see me day trading 30 minutes to an hour and a half most from the market open. I can't really do a breakdown on that, because every day the stock market opens differently, and you only trade it based on what you see at that time, which is why I love day trading stocks, because the history is new every 24 hours. It doesn't really, the previous day's activity doesn't really affect my day trading for the next day. And so your strategies can just either work or don't work, and you're done for the day. Swing trading, though, you have to look at the patterns off the daily or whatever you decide on using. I like the daily because it doesn't take too long. And yeah, we can see that right here. Would have took like, it didn't even take me a full week from my entry. I got in and I got out, and I expect this to continue on. So that's my swing trading outlook. On average, I swing trade one stock, I swing trade one currency pair, I day trade Euro USD, and I day trade one stock at a time. Also, if y'all want to see the economic calendar for the next week, I actually have it pulled up right here. Normally, I might take a look at this on Sunday or Monday just so I can see if there's a high impact news in my country that I trade. And at the moment, I'm looking for GBP or AUD. I don't really care about the rest or central bank meetings. And we see it's a very clear week moving on. New Zealand, nothing big. There is inflation on the United Kingdom coming up later in the week. So during this day, I'm gonna be looking for what is this? What day does this fall on? The 19th, which is in 2 days. If I'm already in GA, I'll be looking to tighten my stops. Probably use trailing stops until after the announcements. Probably look for some more trades at the end of the day. But that's inflation right there. There's inflation in the Eurozone, so that might also affect it. So it is an inflation day. US just had inflation on Friday. So, these are market movers, but I don't really care about inflation, like I said. But if I do see inflation, interest rates, or central bank meeting, I do tend to tighten my stops up a little bit closer, just in case market has a black swan event like recently. And yeah, we have JPY, we have inflation all week. So nothing big, nothing crazy, but inflation can move the markets. And just be careful if you're trading around that type of announcement. Inflation, interest rates, and like I said, central bank meetings are my three main ones. Also NFP when it does come around, but it's usually once a month. Other than that, that's my outlook for all of these pairs. Back with my weekly technical breakdowns. Hopefully, y'all understood everything and it makes sense. If you have any questions, leave a comment below, or you can just message me on one of my social media apps. That's it for right now. That's it for today. Y'all have a great week. Trade safe. Once again, do not risk any more than 1% per trade, no more than that. And do not ever have more than 3% exposure, total overall exposure, because like what happened to me in the past, if you have more than 3% in total exposure and something happens in the markets, it can wipe out all your gains. And if you're taking a funded challenge right now, that could mean your challenge could be failed because of a silly, you know, what could have been one loss turned into a big 5% loss, and you are out of the challenge. You could be a great trader, you could be an excellent trader, but things do happen, anomalies do happen in the markets, and you always have to be prepared. So never risk more than 3% total exposure in a day, period. So if you have swing trades and day trades open up and you're doing multiple styles and you're doing multiple pairs, please cap it at 3%. Take this advice. If there's anything you want to take from the video today, that's my little advice of the day right there. Y'all trade safe. Have a great week, and I'll follow up. Peace.